Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Holly, and if you're interested in the type of videos I make, I hope you decide to subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. And today I'm sharing an easy and very flavorful recipe for chicken tacos that I'm making in the Crockpot. And I'm actually doubling the recipe, but I will have the ingredients down below in the description area, so that way if you want to make a smaller amount, you can. And I just want to give you an idea. If you're making the smaller amount for the recipe, you will need about 7 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. But like I said, since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm using about 14. And that, like I said, so it's between 2 and 4 pounds of chicken that you will use. And to make this recipe, you will need some salsa, and use whatever your favorite salsa is. This is just the one I like to use. You will also need some chipotle peppers in some adobo sauce, and this is really what I feel makes it flavorful. Also some taco seasoning mix and some garlic cloves, and I like to mince mine. You can chop them up if you'd like, but I like to have them minced. And salt and some pepper just to taste. We'll season the chicken with that. Also some taco shells. And since I'm doubling the recipe, I'm going to use 2 boxes. You will need some Monterey Jack cheese, or any type of cheese that you would prefer on your tacos. Some sour cream, and that's just my preference, but you can use anything. And also some more salsa will be used to put on top of your tacos once they're done. Now the chipotle peppers will be whole, so what I like to do is puree them in this little food processor or chopper, and it's just easier, so that way I can spread the chilies onto the chicken and not have where it's a whole piece of it. And then you can see that once it's pureed, it's just a better consistency to be able to spread it onto the chicken. Now I add just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, just to give the chicken just a little bit of flavor. But you also are going to have a lot of seasoning with all the other ingredients, so just be sparingly with the salt and pepper. Now add your garlic cloves. And I just take a fork and I just kind of spread it on top of the chicken, and I try to get it on each piece, so that way that flavor gets into all of it, because I'm not going to stir anything necessarily once I have all the ingredients in here. So I try to make sure that every piece will get seasoned with that garlic. Now I added the salsa, and since I'm doubling the recipe, I added a whole cup. And then I'll just spread that on top of the chicken. Now I'll add the chipotle peppers, and I will just spread this out on top of the chicken, just to make sure everything gets flavored. As I said before, I'm not going to stir it, and I use 2 tablespoons in this. Now the last ingredient you will add is the taco seasoning, and I add 2 tablespoons to this, and I do not mix it. So as I said before, I just sprinkle it on top, and what will happen is the juices from the chicken and everything else in here will cook that in. It'll just melt right into it, and also the condensation from the lid will also give it that liquid that it needs. Now put the lid on your crock pot, and you will cook this for either 8 hours on low or 4 hours on high. Now we'll store the rest of the chipotle peppers in a Ziploc bag or in a little container, and put that in the freezer for the next time that I need to use it. Now once it's halfway through the cooking process, I do stir it just a little bit, just to separate the chicken thighs, and just to get those juices in there. But this is what it looks like when it's completed and it's done. And what you want to do is put this into a mixing bowl, and if you have an electric mixer, that's the best way I find to shred your chicken, and it's very fast and easy to do. I also add just a little bit of the juice that was in that crock pot to the meat, just so that way you don't want to put too much because you don't want it to be soupy, just to give it some flavor. Now I already heated the taco shells through in the oven on a cookie sheet, and then I transferred them to an oven safe dish and lined them up, and I put some aluminum foil crumpled up and just kind of fixed it where it would stay so I could fill these shells up, because I want to put them back in the oven just to get the cheese melted and just to heat it through a little bit. But if you put aluminum foil just balled up a little bit, it'll hold them into the pan. Now the first thing I do is I take the cheese, and I like to put a little bit on the very bottom of the shell, and what this does is it stops it from being soggy, because the first time I made this recipe I found that it was a little bit soggy. So if you put just a little bit of cheese on the very bottom, that kind of helps that problem. Now once you've added the cheese to the tacos, then you will start adding the chicken mixture, and you just want to fill those up. And now you will add your salsa on top of the chicken. Now add just a little bit of cheese on top, and you can add as much or as little as you like. And all we're going to do is put this in the oven on 300 just for a few minutes, and you just want the cheese to melt and you want to heat it through. Now doubling the recipe will give you a lot left over, and that's what my intention was, because I will have this for leftovers. But I will also freeze this separately in different containers, so that way when I need a quick meal I can just pull it out and defrost it and have a quick meal during the week or on the weekend. And this is what it will look like when you take it out of the oven. And also, these are some taco holders. I bought these on Amazon a while back, and it just holds the taco shells. And these are microwavable and dishwasher safe, and you get 6 in a pack. If you like this video, I ask that you would please give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in seeing more videos like it, please click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That will notify you when I post new videos. And I hope that everyone has a blessed day, and I thank y'all again for watching.